Let's get it popping. Ooh, child.
It was worth it. We worth the wait. That's
We
why I
worth
need
the wait. Amen.
emotional support team.
Absolutely. Okay, so let's get into it, Key. So I'm gonna go ahead and get all this energy out of the way so we can kick this thing off. Man, I had a whole intro plan, a whole slew of things ready to go. I'm telling you. But let's get into it and let's see if we can get this link sent out and rock out. Because we're here for our Monday morning keynote per usual with yours truly, Coach Lisa A. Smith. And guys, I'm joined today by the one and only Coach Kiwi. Now, what's super exciting about this and the reason Coach Kiwi is with me right now is because today is Monday, June 30th, which means tomorrow is Tuesday, July 1st, Key, which is the very first day of our summer edition of the Plant Protocol 30-Day Vegan SOS, Salt, Oil, and Sugar Free Challenge. So we're super excited about having you guys join us because Kiwi and I want to talk about excellence today. But before we get into all that and start waxing deep and start teaching, Kiwi, just relieve some of the pressure out of the room, all this tech that we've been trying to work through for the past 15 minutes. And just hit us with some music, get the vibe up for us so they can feel the energy that they can expect when the challenge officially kicks off this week for our first live class.
All right, now listen. I gotta give the little asterisk. Okay,
Okay.
I gotta pick non-copyright music so we not flagged and we can make money off this. Okay, so it's not the original version, but it's the bootleg version that we won't get flagged. So y'all know what it is. If you don't know, there's something wrong with you, anyways. So here we go. Oh. If you know the song, you got a two of America's Most Wanted in the building. Throw them up. When y'all get us in the building, we act a fool, so I hope y'all ready for the shenanigans. I hope y'all ready for all the good stuff that we about to give. Two of America's Most Wanted in the same building at the same time. Let's go.
It's so funny because you got to know the history of the challenge to understand why that's so funny. So it wasn't even Kiwi. It wasn't even our last challenge. It was the one before that, right? Our summer 2024.
It was the first one.
It was okay. So it was the challenge before that where we decided this was the thug life of health right now. There's the enemy is not blue or red, right? The enemy is chronic disease, the enemy is obesity, the enemy is excess weight, the enemy is medications, the enemy is low energy, the enemy is brain fog. And the reason, I don't know how we even got the monikers of Suge, but I guess I just proclaimed that we were sick of y'all acting up, and we were sick and tired of everyone not taking their health as serious as they should. And so we wanted to make sure that you guys understood that we thugging on disease, we thugging on obesity, we thugging on anything less than the best version of ourselves. And so we're super excited to be on this morning to officially kick off the 30-Day Vegan SOS Free Challenge for July of 2025. And we wanted to talk about the blueprint of excellence today. Today, we wanted to talk about what it really takes to be excellent. And what me and Key decided to do was to, based on our years of experience as coaches, is we've both on our own, without talking to one another, have wrote down what we believe to be the blueprint for excellence, right? And we have, Kiwi, you got what, 3 things on your list?
Yeah, I kept the 3.
Okay. I got 3 as well, but then I thought of a bonus one this morning, so I got 4. So we're going to hit them with a bonus this morning as well.
But then I got bonuses too.
Okay, well then, whatever.
Hey, you remember our first video? I wish we could play that right now. And you was like, I was like, I got oatmeal. And you was like, I got that too. And I got our first video. We gonna have to show you that. Our first video that we did together. It was cute. That's all I was saying. It was cute.
It was so cute. And I do remember that. So Oh my God. So me and Kiwi many years ago, we was like, okay, this is we're too complimentary in what we do. She's a fitness coach, I'm a nutrition coach, and we was like, we got to do some content together. And so I think Kiwi was we at the library at the
At the
time.
library. Yep, it was at the library with a whole bunch of groceries.
So we went to the library. We took a whole bunch of groceries and different stuff that we eat. And it was the battle of our diets, right? Because I'm plant-based. And so we wanted to prove that it doesn't matter what type of regimen you're on, plant-based or non-plant-based, that you can get enough of what you need. So Kiwi will hold up something and be like, I got protein. And I will hold up a different type of food and be like, I got protein too. And it was so cool when we went back and forth. So she's bringing that energy back today. When I said I got four things that spell out excellence, she said, so do I then. Just that
So
quick.
so here's a bonus one. I already know this is gonna be free. So let me tell you why this is a bonus. I'm gonna give y'all this drop right now. When you surround yourself around excellence, you want up. It's like you want to do better. You want like, oh, you got another one? I got another one too. And a lot of y'all shy away from being in a room and you fear because everybody else is maybe better than you. I look at it as like if I'm in a room with people of excellence, I'm trying to not only make sure I'm on their level, but one up them. So if you got four, let me figure out how I can get four. Not let me step away because I ain't got four. It's like, and you know, and that's one thing right now. I surround myself around excellence because if I'm gonna get better, I need people around me that's gonna force me to one up them. It's gonna force me to do better. It's gonna force me to have to catch up, not to shy away from it, but to actually be on that level and above. So throwing that bonus out there.
That's so good, Kiwi. The that's a great one to start with because I agree with you 100%, which is one of the best ways to have a spirit of excellence is to be surrounded by it. So you just nailed it. Like it's absolutely one of the best ways to, because what's going to happen is you think you know what excellence means and you think you know what excellence looks like, but it ain't until you really get around excellence where you get to then have a litmus test to measure up against and be like, I still got some juice in me. Like I still can take it to the next level. That's good, Key. Yeah. Okay. So we got to continue to get the energy up, Key. What you sipping on? That's the most important thing of the day. Like we think it's excellence, but you know what it is. And y'all let us know in the chat. Y'all know the rules. We are here Monday morning keynote with yours truly, Coach Lisa A. Smith. And y'all know every morning we like to start every Monday morning off before we start snatching edges. And yesterday, somebody told me, Kiwi, or the day before, it was like, I got to get me some proper shoes because not only do you snatch edges, you step on toes. And I was like, you got to come to class with steel toe boots on, 100%. So if you don't want your toes to get stepped on, if you don't want your edges to get snatched, you got to be properly prepared. So I'm prepared with my tea because y'all know every time I get in my feelings and I get to waxing deep, then I know I need to sip. Kiwi, what you sipping on?
So I got the peppermint, organic peppermint tea, y'all. I
Key.
made my
Okay,
bad.
there you go.
Okay. And then also
Yes,
I got the
yes.
emotional support tea because I'm gonna have to calm down. I'm so she Suge Knight, I'm Tupac. So Tupac can get off the handle a little bit. So when I sip my tea, that means calm down, go sit in your corner somewhere and relax.
Amen. Show them the cup, T, because they don't. I mean, Key, show them the cup because they don't know that's a new one in a merch store.
Y'all.
Emotional support, T.
Yeah, yeah. Y'all make sure y'all get that. Y'all see the faces? Y'all see that right there? You know, it's all over the place, y'all. So, and look at that logo. This will make sure y'all see
Yeah.
the love. Yeah, yeah. Y'all know what that is.
I love it. I love it. And I got of course, the radical obedience mug, our signature mug over here. I'm sipping on a black tea today. You know, tomorrow kicks off our challenge, and so we got to get rid of all the caffeine. But I had some black tea in my cabinet, and so because I don't usually do a lot of caffeine, but I got the radical obedience black tea. What y'all sipping on? Let us know in the chat as Kiwi and I gets to kicking off this blueprint for excellence. We would love to hear in the chat You know the rules. What you sipping on this morning? Angie said, I'm drinking lemongrass tea with sea moss. That's next level health. They becoming so healthy in the morning. But you got to remember, Kiwi, it makes me think about Monday is the day you do right. I don't care whether you're on a diet or not, you're on a challenge or not. Monday makes you feel like you should do your best on a Monday. On a Monday. I don't know if.
And it just like teeters off. Like then Wednesday comes, it's hump day. And I don't know if the hump day means, okay, now I'm about to just drop way below where I'm supposed to be. Like, is that why we got hump day? Like, cause then Thursday and then Friday and y'all just way off. And you were like, I'm just gonna start again on Monday. Oh man, let me sip my tea. See,
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And so I'm glad that we do the live on Monday.
yeah, for sure. Let's get it.
Exactly. I'm so glad. So look, Wanda says she's drinking on green matcha. Jamaica says she's drinking on mango passion fruit tea. Okay, all right. Oh, they asking for the merch too. Melissa T said, "What's the merch store link? I want to cop the cap." And then Angie said, "I need the radical obedience mug." So we'll definitely drop the merch link in the chat for you guys. Make sure you get over to our Shopify store, and we'll link all these things to the video as well. If you want the hat, the any shirts, any challenge swag, whatever you need, we'll make sure we got y'all. Okay, Kiwi, let's get into it then. Let's get into the blueprint for radical obedience. So, the blueprint for excellence, excuse me. So one of the things that I know I talk about a lot, Key, is like the importance of having a spirit of excellence in everything that you do, right? And it's not just about the things that people can see, but it's also about the things that you do privately when the doors are closed, when nobody is watching. A spirit of excellence is an extension of who you are and not just something you do when you think you're being graded, measured, or watched. So I thought it would be super dope as we begin to kick off the challenge tomorrow on July 1st for you and I, who have a combined over 20 plus years of experience in coaching, to from our experience and our perspective share what we believe to be the blueprint for excellence. So Kiwi, I'll let you kick it off with your first one. We're going to go through and break down for you guys what we believe to be the blueprint for excellence so that you can go into the challenge given everything you got.
So I'll start with the part that I think everybody can do. And it's all about planning for it. And I put plan for it because, a lot of us have these visions and these goals and these, I'll just say, even for a Monday, it's like, okay, I'm gonna get all of this done or I'm gonna get this done. However, we don't plan for it. We don't make the plan of action for it. What I love about me being in sports is there was always, you got to run the play first to get to the touchdown. I played football, y'all, just so you know, but anything, basketball, anything, like you have to run the play. You can't just be like, I know the ball gonna go through the hoop. Like, I'm just gonna throw it up there. Like, no, there was a play to get there. Like, you had to take necessary steps. You had to throw the ball in different areas. Like, you had to plan for it. And for some of you all, it's like you just throwing darts at the wall. And the biggest thing that I do is I plan for it. So I say, okay, this is what I want to do. What do I need to do in order for me to get there? And now I got to come up with the plan. I got to come up with the play for it. And I think a lot of you all, the reason why you don't have that spirit of excellence probably because you want to be excellent, but you're not planning for it. You're not preparing yourself. You're not running a play in order for you to actually be excellent. So for me, it's the first thing is if I want to do something, I am going to find a execution plan. I'm going to run the play. When somebody tells me I need to get here, I'm like, all right, it's the same as you putting directions in your navigation system. You can't just get there, like get in your car, like, it may come up, but no, there is an actual directions for you to get there. And at the end of the day, you follow them until it reroutes you, but you still got to follow them in order to get to where you need to get to. So that was my first one, is I planned for it. Everything that I've done, I've planned for it in some type of way, ran the play so I could execute and say, check that off my box, I did it.
Yeah, that's good, Key. And it's so funny because that's one of the ones on my list too. I called it a strategy, but I think we're saying the same thing,
Yeah.
right? Excellence requires strategy. Excellence requires strategy. And so what happens is a lot of times we might have a vision in our head or we might have a goal, but we don't have a strategy, right? And so I said I use the example, Kiwi, of, people wanting to start a business, for example. And they're like, okay, I'm gonna start a business. I'm gonna sell this. I'm gonna be a coach, or I'm gonna be a speaker, or I'm gonna sell these products or these t-shirts or whatever it is. And they're like, that's my goal. Like I want to work my way out my 9 to 5, or I want to be more passionate and have more purpose about what I'm doing, and I want to be fulfilled. But there's no strategy, right? And there's no enter strategy into entrepreneurship. Same thing with health. The reason our challenge has so much success and we have so many people getting results is because when they come into the Plant Protocol 30-day vegan challenge, we give them a strategy, right? We say, here's what we're going to eat together. Here's what we're not going to eat together. Here's when you're going to meet. This is where you have to show up. Here, we give you milestones. We give you a strategy for your nutrition, a strategy for your fitness, a strategy for your mindfulness, right? And then you have the support of community and coaching. And so having just a goal with no strategy, to Kiwi's point, is useless because excellence is never accidental. Never. Like you can be good by mistake, you can stumble upon great, but excellence always had a strategy that preceded it. Always. Right? Like I remember when our coach Kiwi, our coach ET, he talked about how he got to his book becoming a New York Times bestseller. And it wasn't his first book. And when he got to this particular book, UOU, he went out and hired an expert and they sat down and they put literally a strategy together on how to get him to New York Times bestseller. It wasn't just, I'm going to write a book and we're going to blow it up. There was literally a strategy, a formula that they followed to get that book there. And excellence is the same way. So when it comes to you guys' health, when it comes to your career, when it comes to your relationships, I remember when I started dating again years ago, I was like, okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I was like, I know I'm gonna work on myself first. I'm gonna work on these things. Then I'm gonna get in therapy to make sure I'm fully healed from my last relationship. And then I'm going to, like, I had a whole strategy on how I was going to get into a healthy relationship. And I wasn't just like, oh, hopefully I'll, drop my pencil while I'm walking down the street, bend over to pick it up, and he's standing there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that part.
So I think excellent. Yeah, if we want an excellent relationship, if we want excellent health, if we want an excellent career, if we want excellent development, personal development, and spiritual growth, it requires a strategy. So that's so funny that we had the same one. What's your next one, Key?
Just do it. Just do it. So it's as simple as just do it. And it comes back to the reason why I said the first thing is to have to run the play is, oh, I have a strategy, like you said. I say run the play, or I have a play, or have a plan in place. You say have a strategy. Then once you have the strategy, do it. So, i.e., if I say I'm going to do something, now I have, what am I doing on a daily basis to get to where I need to get to? And I need to make sure that's checked off every single day. There are 3 things that are non-negotiable to get to where I need to get to. So I just do it. It's like, and again, that goes into my non-negotiables. It has to be done every single day for me to compound where I need to go, like to get to where I need to get to. And I think that's the biggest thing. Like people don't, it's not the consistency. You're not consistent in what you're doing to get to where you're getting to. So for me, it's like, just do it. Once I have a plan in place and I say, okay, I need to do this on a daily basis in order for me to get here, it's a non-negotiable. I'm doing it every single day. If it's cardio, if it's eating, if it's this, I have to check that box every single day. And I'm not asking to be perfect. What I'm saying is, okay, Kiwi, if this is where you want to go, this is your plan to be excellent in this area. What do you have to do on a daily basis? And guess what? It's not going to be perfect, because you're learning, you're growing, you're going to learn how to change, but just freaking do it. And that was my statement.
Yeah, that's good, Kiwi. Just do it, regardless of what's happening. And that's what I heard you say there too. And you tell me if this is also along the lines of what you're saying, which is you got to get out of your feelings little bit and get into your head a little more.
I mean, it really doesn't
Does
matter
that
whether
make
it's
sense?
your feelings or head. Yeah, if it's your feelings or it doesn't matter. I don't care whether how you're feeling. I think it goes back to even what you said before. Like when you get to a point and it's a non-negotiable, it doesn't matter how you feel. It doesn't matter what you. It matters what you want. So regardless, it's a non-negotiable when I wake up. I don't care what time I do it necessarily, but it's got to get done. At the end of the day, if I'm like, I'm about to go to bed, I didn't get that done. I guess I ain't going to bed yet until I get that done. Like that's my mindset, regardless of I'm tired, regardless of this, because I told myself, I made a contract with myself to say, these are the three things I must do in order for me to get to this place. And matter of fact, you already know that. You just came over my house, what, 2 days ago? I had a plan. What did I tell you what my plan was? I was like, you can come over, you can hang, but at 5 o'clock,
About
I'm doing my cardio.
cardio.
As soon as I looked at my watch, we sitting there talking, what was happening? I'm getting up, I'm getting ready. She was like, oh yeah, you said you had to do your car. And what was I on? Treadmill, 5 o'clock, like clockwork. Because I
Yep.
said I had to do it. And I ain't feel like doing it. I ain't want to do it. I sure didn't feel like doing it. But I made a plan at the beginning of the day that this is what I'm going to do. So regardless of how I feel, regardless of the circumstances of somebody dropping by, guess what? I love you, friend, but I got stuff to do because it's on my list and I just got to do it.
Yep. 100%. Okay. So 2 weeks ago, in my mastermind that I'm in, I guess at the last minute, the mastermind starts at 5 a.m., right? And about 4:30 a.m., I got a text message from the person who MCs the mastermind. And he texted me and he was like, Lisa, this is 30 minutes before the mastermind start. He's like, Lisa, um, ET gonna be out today. Demaya's gonna be out today. So I need you to lead the room. I need you to run your room. I need you to run ET's room, right? And I was like, bet, say less, right? And so that I hopped on the call a little early so he and I could talk before we started letting people into the mastermind meeting, right? And he said, yeah, anytime we got an emergency or something, or we need, somebody to fill in, he said, you're my first draft pick, right? Excellence requires a willingness to be seen, a willingness to be heard, a willingness to be visible. Because when you're good, not only will you have to talk about what you do and you have to share why you're good, but more importantly, other people will talk about you.
That's good.
Sometimes many of us have assigned ourselves as the sole owner of the background. In so many cases, many of us, while we desire to do great things, and while we desire to help people in a transformational way, and while we desire for our health to be above average, we also at the same time desire to stay anonymous. But when you have demonstrated a spirit of excellence, it's nearly impossible to stay anonymous. So my second thing that will be the blueprint to excellence is you have to have a willingness. You don't even have to have the desire to be in the front, but you got to have a willingness to be in the front. You have to have the willingness to be known. You have to have a willingness to be seen, because when somebody knows your standard, it is very hard to go unnoticed. So when they needed somebody to fill in, they called me. And I couldn't be in that moment one of those people who say, wait, I wasn't ready. I prefer to play the background. He's like, you already demonstrated excellence publicly. Now I need you publicly.
Right.
Right. And so I think some of us have to understand that if we want our results to go to the next level that is categorized as excellent, we have to start normalizing being in the front of the room. I don't care if you're naturally an introvert like me. I don't care if you've been telling yourself that your gifts are supporting people who are in the front. Sometimes when you do your job well, you're just going to be called to the front. And you have to have a willingness to be seen and heard. Excellence demands it because it is hard, super hard, nearly impossible to ignore excellence. So that's my second one, a willingness to be in the front of the room, because so many of our people have made themselves the sole owner of the background.
That's good. That's good. All right, I got one. Um, so my third one, I think I got a fourth one, but we'll go here. I said, do my research and find someone else that's done it and follow their blueprint. It's really that simple. I work smarter, not harder. And what I mean by that is, you don't have to necessarily be the expert all the time. You don't have to figure it out. What I love about this season, like we didn't have when we grew up, and I'm not about to tell my age, but we ain't had Google like that. We literally had to figure it out. We had to figure out how to play on the street, let alone, find information about something. So this day and age, it's like being able to try to figure out doesn't mean that you got to start from square one. That means go find out who has a blueprint that you can follow to what you want to do, and then go either talk to them or follow them and get their blueprint. We too old to be wasting time. So my biggest thing that I do nowadays is I work smarter, not harder. Let me see who else did it first. Let me see who accomplished that. Let me see. Okay, because currently, right now, I'm in the process of stepping on the stage again. And one of the greatest things that I'm doing right now is studying individuals that have been in my shoes and going towards the stage and seeing what they're doing, how they're lifting, what their mindset is, seeing what they're doing to get through. And now I'm putting those things in place. I'm journaling a little bit different. I'm maneuvering a little bit different because I'm watching people that have been successful at doing what it is that I'm doing. Therefore, instead of me trying to figure out what works, I'm actually taking other people's things and creating a blueprint to create my own excellence. So I'm a copycat all day. You can call me copycat, but my biggest thing is as I create my blueprint, I take other people's, blueprints to create my own. And that's why I create my lane of excellence by taking other people's blueprints.
That's good, Kiwi. Like everything it don't have to be original. Like if it worked for somebody else, it'll work for me.
Yep. That's simple. That's simple. Let me see that. Let me see that.
That's what I'm hearing. Like, why would I right? Let me hold that. Like, because why would I start from scratch and you done already baked 12 dozen of these? Like, why would I why would I be doing everything from scratch when you got a recipe?
But what's crazy is that's who we are
That's
as
what I'm
coaches.
hearing.
Yeah, and here's the thing, and this is here it goes with the emotional part of it. Is as coaches, that's literally what we're doing. We are the experts to how to get this health. And what we're telling you is we're trying to give this to you on a weekly basis. And we're telling you take as much as you possibly can to create your blueprint to be successful, to create your blueprint to actually be excellent. But it's what you do with it. That's the biggest thing. Because there's so much free information. Like every Monday, like how many of you are taking this good food that Lisa's giving you that's free? Like and literally creating your blueprint to be successful. If you've been watching this for a year, you should be excellent by now. Like, because that's all that Lisa talk about. By this time, you should have your own blueprint. If you don't, shame on you, because it's free. It's a free buffet of blueprint excellence that all you gotta do. Ooh, that's good, and y'all just be picking it up and just letting it fall instead of picking it up and putting it on something.
Yes.
I even be in here like, ooh, that was good, Lisa. I'm taking that. You gave it to me. I'm not, it's not stealing. It ain't copycat. You said I can have this. Like every time E is in the room, what are we? We right there like, we taking that? That was good. That was good. That was good. You know what I'm saying? Because it's out here. So there's no reason for you not to be excellent because there's so many blueprints out here that are given out for free. But it's what you do with it as well. So you can do the research, you can do the reviews and all of that. Like, go get it. Go get it and use it so that you can be excellent. There's no reason why you shouldn't.
100%, 100%. Man, one of the main things I've been telling people for a long time now, Kiwi, is the importance of the front row. So I'm just going to pause here for a commercial break to tell y'all right now. One of the things I've been preaching, teaching, and demonstrating for years now is the importance of being in the front row when you are at experiences that are designed for your benefit, when you are investing in experiences that are designed for your growth, you gotta get to the front row. Like, before I get into my next one, I just want you guys to understand, if you guys have not paid the $97 to upgrade to the front row, i.e. VIP, for the 30-day vegan SOS free challenge that starts tomorrow, this is your moment to do it. Your experience changes when you increase your proximity. It changes things. And we have seen this happen over and over and over again. Me and Kiwi, ET was in town 2 weeks ago when me and Kiwi went to his sermon, and we were right there in the front row. And I love Kiwi so much. You know, she was volunteering at the event, and she said, "I made sure I got your seat in the front row." Like, you, front row is a different experience because you don't have the distractions. You can't see everything else that's going on. There's nothing that obstructs your view to everything that you need to take your life to the next level. And so, figuratively and literally, guys, you got to move up to the front row in life. Stop playing the back. Stop walking in a room and choosing to be as far away from the transformation as possible. Like, move up to the front row. It changes things. Okay, back to our scheduled programming. Let me get into my last one. Kiwi, you just talked about, you just told them that you are currently planning to take the stage again, coming up in about a month actually. And you've been training for the past several months to take the stage again. My last thing, well, I think I got a bonus one after this, but my last characteristic of a blueprint of excellence is that you have to be detail oriented. Here's what I've learned. We know there are levels to excellence, right? So we know there is below average, we got good, we got great, we got excellence, right? Tell me if this has been your experience too, Kiwi, as a coach, but also in your personal life. The distance between below average and average is pretty far. Like, to go from off the couch and being sedentary and eating takeout to working out regularly and eating healthy is a pretty far distance. However, the distance between great and excellence is a very small distance, meaning all of us, by the time we're great, all of us have gotten off the couch. All of us are trying to eat better. All of us are putting effort into our health. However, the thing that makes the difference between you, Kiwi, and maybe the person that's going to be standing next to you on stage when you take the stage in about a month is going to be how much attention y'all pay to the details, meaning how much did you measure your macros like accurately? Like, how much did you pay keen attention to the time of day you work out, the time of day that you eat carbs? How much attention did you pay to how you were hydrating? Like, for me, the difference between another coach who has a 30-day challenge or another health focused business coaching company is going to be how much a detail we put into our content. It's not, we're both creating content. That ain't the hard part. Now it is, are we looking at our metrics? Are we watching for what's attractive to our audience and intentionally configuring content that speaks to that? Like, it's the attention to the detail. So I think, for me, the last thing that is arguably one of the most important things to having a spirit of excellence is you have to be detail oriented. It's not enough to be like, well, I'm in a challenge just like her too. I'm in a challenge just like him too. Why they getting these results and it seemed like the scale not moving for me? It seemed like the needle not moving for me. I'm following the protocol, yeah, but they measure their rice out to a half a cup, that serving size. You just eating rice, right? Like, yeah, but they meditate every morning before, and they call intention to their health for the day. You're just getting up, journaling, and you'll do it every now and then. Like, it's the attention to the detail. Like, you're praying, but somebody else is praying with specificity, right? Like, and I think the detail, when you become detail oriented, that's what takes your performance from great to excellence. What you think, Key?
I totally agree. Totally, totally, totally agree. And I don't really want to add too much to it because you did it so well. But I think that when it comes to how people want to separate themselves is the matter of detail they want to give it. So some of y'all are just okay with being average. You just okay with saying, well, I get off that's enough. It doesn't matter what comes after that. And I think that's the concern that I always have with people because I'm like, that's not enough. At what point is that not enough for you to say, you know what? It's not enough to be in the fifth row. It's not enough for me just to show up at the challenge. It's not enough for me to eat good 3 days out of 5. It's, at what point? And that's the difference. Like, do you want to be above average? That's the question. And if that's the case, then you know that you have to spend more time on the details. Because I'm learning, here's the thing, and I realized some of y'all don't even want to be excellent. Some of y'all don't want to be excellent. Because if you did, then you wouldn't be okay with just the 3 days. You wouldn't be okay with just the fifth row. You wouldn't be okay with I get this for free. You'd be like, how can I get more of this so that I could be more? So I'm realizing, because I used to be upset, like, I don't get it. For some of you all, you getting all this free knowledge, but it's just enough for you to listen to it and not apply it. So if you're listening to this and you're wondering why maybe you're not on that excellent level, is you're not paying attention to the detail, but for some reason you still okay with just being where you are, and that's not okay. And if that's the case, now the plan is I need to take more attention to detail, and therefore I got to do more, and therefore I got to be in the front row, and therefore I got to eat more than, okay, it's got to be 4 days out of the week now. Now it's got to be, I got to be around people that's going to push me. Now it's got to be, and it's a constant, now it's got to be, now it's got to be, now it's got to be, because it's never enough. It's never enough, y'all. Never. It's never going to be enough. If you growing and evolving, it's never enough. So every day it should be, what I got to do more today. What I got to do today. If I've been doing this, I saw somebody who was like, I'm on here every Monday. Have you paid for anything yet? Or you just going to get this food for free? Because if that's the case, you probably ain't going to get that 7-course meal. You just getting a 3-course meal. That's it.
That's good, Kiwi. And you know what? You said something, and I want to address it. You said some of y'all don't want to be excellent, and I want to say I have 2 theories about that. I got 2 theories about that. Let me see if I can remember them. The first one, though, is, I think, Kiwi, that before people actually start the journey and they proclaim that they want everything that this thing can give them. Like, yes, I want to be completely medication free. I want to be, I want to feel my best. I want to have energy. You know what? At least I want to be an entrepreneur too. I want to have time freedom, financial freedom, geographic freedom, all of that stuff. Kiwi, I want to look like you. I want a body. I want to be in shape. I want to be able to lift, all of that stuff. I don't know if it's that they don't want to be excellent, Key. You tell me if this is true. I think for most people, especially in the beginning, they don't realize what all it takes. Like, I think and until they increase their proximity to us and they actually start working with us and getting in coaching programs or with another coach, whatever it may be, once they get a view of what it truly takes, like, oh, Kiwi be doing 2-a-days. Oh, she run and she don't even like running. Oh man, Lisa be out here speaking on stages and hugging people and she don't even like touching people. Like, once you realize we out here doing stuff that's not our preference, but we realize it's required for the job. Like, once you realize that we stop putting our preferences over the assignment, once you realize we still work through the disappointments, we work through the rejection, we work through the failure, we keep on working out just as hard when we get on the scale and it don't look how we want it to look. I think it is in that moment, Kiwi, where people start reevaluating their decision because now they have a better understanding of what it takes. Like, they wanted it before they knew all that it took.
See, they want it. It's okay to want it, The problem is, actually, E said this. We go into it before we understand what it takes. And you talked about this. So it goes back to what we started with. Before we make a decision, okay, I want to do this. Now, before I take the next steps of, I need to sit down and plan for it. And as I plan for it, now I'm realizing, hold on, okay, I'm gonna have to do this. I'm gonna have to do this. Am I willing to do that? Then I did my research to see what other people have done to do it. Dang, they had to do that. They had to do that. And before I even make a decision if I'm gonna actually start executing and applying it, I have somewhat of a blueprint to say, okay, this is at least what it's gonna take. At least. Some of y'all not even doing that. So for you to jump into something and you haven't even evaluated or actually laid out what you know that you got to do. Like some of y'all didn't even take the prep. You prepped for 2 months. we did the challenge prep for 2 months. You're not ready if you didn't do the challenge prep 3 months.
3.
Why? And here's the great part. You know why it was so dope that we did that? Because we knew you needed it. Again, coaches that understand you need prep before you go into something that is going to be hard. And it's not going to be easy. So again, surrounding yourself around, I just checked every last box that we talked about. Literally, surround yourself around excellent people because they're going to show you what needs to happen in order for you to be excellent. Then after you do that, plan for it. Write the plan down. What play you got to run? Do the research to see what it's going to take. And now you can make a very informed decision. And now you can run the play and execute. And a lot of you all are making decisions, and once you jump into it, the reason why you quit is, yes, you're right, because you didn't know what you was getting yourself into. But why didn't you know what you was getting yourself into? Because you didn't plan, you ain't surround yourself around great people, you didn't get a coach, you just jumping into it, and you wonder why you back at square one, or you back real far back, like I ain't gonna never do that again because that didn't work. But it worked for all these people though, but it didn't work for you. Because you didn't work it. So I think a lot of you all are jumping into things and you not checking all the boxes we just talked about, because all the boxes we talked about is before you just do it. It's all the other things in preparation for you to become excellent, period.
That's facts. Thinking that being in the room, I remember, Kiwi, there was a time where I thought that getting it done, regardless of whether it was excellent or not, was the goal. So for example, I would, go into a challenge like the 30-day vegan SOS free challenge and thought that signing up and, coming to a couple classes and making it to the end of the month was the goal. I thought the win was being there. I thought the win was registration. Like I thought the win was like, I said I was going to do it and I did it. But that's it, depending on where your bar is set, it might be the win. But if you're really trying to move the needle, that's only going to help you to do better, but it ain't going to help you to do your best. Like you're not going to end up with excellence at the end of the month if your bar said showing up was the win. And for so many people, they check off as showing up as the win. And I'm not saying it's not. Just know that you'll probably need to do it a couple more times for you reach that spirit of excellence and you get the results that you're really looking for. Because just being in a room is no longer enough for a lot of us, right? It's not enough to just be in the room, but be in the back. It's not enough to just be in the room, but be silent. It's like for a lot of us, we have to realize that, dang, I got to be in the room and I got to speak up. I got to be in the room and I need to be in the front row. I need to be in the room and I got to get over my fear, my stage fright and ask a question, right? So being in the room is not enough. I got a final one, a bonus one that I wanted to give for the blueprint of a spirit of excellence. And it's this: in order for you to be excellent, before that, you have to be decisive. And you just said this, Kiwi. So I just want to, it was perfect timing. I want to expound on it, right? You said you get exposed to what it takes and then you can make informed decisions, is what Kiwi said. And I have so many of us are operating at below average or average work in different areas of our life simply because of our indecisiveness. Because when you're decisive about something, you make different commitments. I taught first Saturdays for 5 years. I've been on this live every Monday for years. I've been going live every Monday for years now. Facebook, Instagram, now YouTube. Like, I committed to something indefinitely because I had decided that speaking and teaching was going to be the thing that I used to transform the world. And because I decided to commit to something that helped me to pour into people, number one, and number two, to get my reps in every week. Like, you make different commitments when you make decisions. And some of us, it's going to be impossible to reach a level of excellence in the thing that we do because we aren't decided. We are indecisive still. We're still going back and forth about what we want and what we don't want. And so our commitment can never get to where a expert level would be because we're still undecided. Like, I've been watching this that cycling documentary on Netflix about the Tour de France, and I'm so fascinated with extreme sports and things like that. And they in the Tour de France when they're cycling, they have these packs called pelotons, and they usually stay together. A peloton is a group of cyclists that stay together in one, like a team, right? And I remember on one episode, one gentleman, he was supposed to be with the pack, and he was supposed to stay with the pack. But as the race started going, he started breaking away from the pack. As the race started going and they hitting these curves and everything, he decided bump this pack, and he started sprinting to the front of the line, right? And his coaches and everything, they were like, "What are you doing? That wasn't the plan. That wasn't the strategy." And he was on the interview, and he like, "No, my goal was to win. Like, I'm not, I know this is wrong." He was like, "But my goal was to win," right? Because he had decided, like, the mission is to win. I know I'm supposed to be a team player. I know I'm supposed to stay with the pack. And I'm not advocating for breaking away from the team, but I'm just saying, when you're decided about something, everything you do after that is a different level of commitment, and it informs everything you do after that. Like, his coaches had one plan, he had a whole nother one, right? And so I think a lot of us, our lives will look totally different if we just start making decisions. So when you come into this challenge on July 1st, get out of your head going back and forth on whether or not you're going to really give up the sugar like we're asking you to do. Just decide you're going to let it go, because then you will make different commitments and different decisions here on out. Decide you're done with the sugar. Decide you're done with the dairy, with the cheese. Stop wavering back and forth. Stop thinking about what it needs to look like or what it might look like a year from now. You know, today your body and your mind is not what it needs to be. So decide that in this season, I'm going to heal my body. I'm going to do what it takes. And I'm not eating dairy. I'm not eating sugar. I'm not eating meat. Just make a decision. Your whole life will change when you become decisive.
That's good. That's good.
Sips tea. Look, this is what we want to do.
Here it goes. This is Lisa's
Um,
idea, so I think it's gonna be fun. Let's go.
So the final thing we want to do before we get off of here, y'all, is we want to just open up the floor for questions, but we don't want to be all serious today. We want to open up the floor for some unserious questions. So we would love for you guys to drop in the chat unserious questions. Me and Kiwi just want to have some fun. What do you guys want to know? What do you want to know about us? So unserious questions only for today's Q&A. Unserious questions only.
What
And
we
as you
mean
do,
by this, let's clear it up. Like, don't ask me how much protein you're supposed to have, how often you're supposed to work out. We're not talking about those. We want you guys to ask us personal questions. We can get deep, but ask us, the things that would help you on your journey, that we wouldn't be talking about on a regular, on a to y'all, basically. So let's open it up, and we'll be transparent today as much as possible, as long as y'all ain't getting too deep in there. So let's get it. At least I'm gonna ask
yeah,
you a question
buddy.
while we
Yeah,
wait.
buddy. Let's get it.
What
Okay.
is okay, Lise? What's the hardest thing you've had to do in your life? Give me the one hardest thing that you've had to do.
Wait, say it one more time. What's the hardest thing? What?
That you've had to do in your life.
Dang, in my life?
Yeah.
Uh, Let me think. The hardest thing I had to do in my life. Dang, this is a tough question, Kiwi. Wow, I said unserious only. This is deep.
Well, I'll let you think on that. While Wanda said, "What do you both do for fun?" All right. So let me let y'all in on something. I love to sing, y'all. So karaoke all day. I karaoke all day long. Like I love, man, give me a good karaoke. So that's what I'm looking forward to. I will sing. I'm not able to sing. Let me not. Okay. Let me put it like this. My singing doesn't sound like great, but you put me on the stage and you would think that I am the ish. I'm telling you, in my second life, I'm Chris Brown slash Usher slash Bobby Brown, like all in one. Like it's all. So 80s baby, get me to a karaoke and it's going down. I'm all day, no liquor, no nothing, just energy and singing. So that's me.
I love that. That's a good one. Um, Kiwi is so funny. I was on a prayer call this morning, the women's prayer call this morning, and Candace said, you know, I can sing. Like if you put the mic up to my heart, you can hear my song. She was like, the issue happens when you put it up to my vocal cords. Like I got a song in my heart. He said, I got a song in my heart. It's just when it gets to the vocal cords, it don't be sounding like everybody else.
Man, that's me all day. But I'm gonna
I
let you
thought that
know.
was I thought that was so funny. Okay, what do I do for fun? Oh, I'm live experiences all day long. I'm live experiences all day. So that means give me a live comedy show, live music, a concert, a play, like I love a live experience. It's my favorite thing. A floating meditation class. So I'm definitely live experience all day.
All right. Angie said, Coach Kiwi, how can we see you take the stage? So I will be in Houston. I will be taking the stage August 2nd. They're not doing a live stream. However, if you want to follow my journey, I am journeying on YouTube. I have been off of social media on IG. And I made a decision. Matter of fact, I just did a video about it. So check out the YouTube. I'll be back on IG this month, but I took a month to focus because that was my plan, is to really focus, because it's been 8 years since I stepped on the stage, and this is for me. So go to YouTube at Coach Kiwi, and you'll see I've been journaling and sharing videos, and you'll see more and more of that. I am officially 5 weeks out. If you want to come see me, I'm in Houston. Feel free to DM me. Like, y'all can come. But outside of that, that's the only way you can see me. So there you go.
Good, dope. Um, Okay, Cheryl said this ain't unserious at all. Okay, when you were building your own rhythm of excellence, did you fall off a few times? How long did it actually take before it started to feel natural? Okay. Um, when you were building your own rhythm of excellence. Interesting way of framing the question. Um, but when you say fall off a few times, was there ever a time when I committed to a spirit of excellence, did I maybe produce work or produce an outcome or perform below what I knew to be excellent? And I would say absolutely, absolutely. I'm sure. Like once a spirit of excellence came into my consciousness, was everything I did after that excellent? Absolutely not. Also, though, it's important to note that excellence is not the same as perfect. And so we want to make sure that we understand the difference, right? Excellence is not perfection. It means that every time I do something, I'm doing my absolute best, but it's not perfection. But a spirit of excellence before, I don't know how long it took before it felt natural, Cheryl, but I will say now I'm 100% in the flow. Like I don't do anything without really thinking in the midst of doing it, is this my best? Is this my best? Not is it perfect, is it my best? So I don't know about time frame because I've been had a spirit of excellence in my spirit for a long time. So I apologize for that, not knowing that. Maybe Kiwi has hers. But was I perfect every time after I got a spirit of excellence in my system? Of course not. Of course not.
Um, I'll answer this. I think on building your own rhythm of excellence, like it's layers to it. There's some things that I'm absolutely great in, and there's some things that I'm constantly working on. And in my rhythm of excellence, I'll say I always fall off. I say that because there's always something I could do better. So what I strive for is how can I be the better version of myself every single day? So I look at what I didn't do excellent or I didn't do great, and I say, okay, how can I do that better? Like I am literally every day striving to be a better version of myself in all areas of my life. And again, there are areas that are excellent, and there are areas that I got a lot of work to do. So it's so many different things, and I'll use running. People think that I love cardio. I absolutely hate cardio, yo. Hate with a capital H. And I remember when I challenged myself to do a fitness race that required me to run. Okay, and I'm gonna use two because I don't want to just use fitness, but everybody wants to look at me and say fitness is easy for you. No, it's not. But what I decided to do is not only run every single day, is I created a class for it. Because what I do well is I do classes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a class to create this excellence that I'm going to get better. And in front of people, I was okay with being not the best. Like I'll be huffing and puffing and blowing and telling people like I was okay that I wasn't at my best. So, for me, it was like being uncomfortable. I was okay with all of these things, like, and I'm okay with not being there yet, but knowing that every day, like I told y'all, before, is I'm not okay with just being okay. So every day I'm like, okay, how could I make that better today? How can I do better today? Also, reading. I am not a good reader. I don't necessarily like to read. There's a reason why before they always talked about ADD and all that type of stuff. I probably had it. I don't even know, because I just could not sit still and read something. But I knew that reading was something that I needed to be able to do. So in my rhythm of excellence, I knew that, okay, if I can't sit still and read this, then I need to listen to audio. But I need to be able to take notes. So when I read a book, I have to have a Kindle, audio, and the book all at the same time. And I have to read it out loud. So in my rhythm of excellence, I found what my rhythm was, and I didn't base it off what everybody else can do. I based it off what I needed to do in order to be excellent in this area. So in that case, it took time, y'all. It took time. When I failed at doing 5 minutes a day, when I told myself, like, dang, I'm supposed to read 5 minutes a day, and like 2 minutes in, I'm thinking about something else. I done veered off. I done fell asleep. The next day, I'm like, how can I do better? What can I do? What's stopping me? And again, it got to a point where I figured out what I could do. And I think I love the way you said that, the rhythm of excellence. I actually just continue. As I fell off in those days, I said, okay, what can I do more, or what can I do better to create this rhythm of excellence? And then I found it. Now I know when I got a book that I got to read, I buy the Kindle, I buy the audio version, I go on Amazon and buy that. And then at that point, I know I have to have all 3 versions in order for me to be able to complete the book. And that's my rhythm of excellence in that area.
That's good, Key. Okay, so let's do these final 2 questions and then we'll get up out of here. Stacy says, do you watch any TV shows on Netflix or otherwise? Tell them what you've been watching lately, Key.
I finished. Y'all, Top Chef. Top Chef. I've been watching all food stuff. So, and here's the thing. I'm waiting for Hulu because Hulu got a whole bunch of chef stuff. So I'm trying to do this 30-day. When July hits, I'm getting my free 30 days and I'm going to go ahead and get Hulu. But on Netflix, Literally, let me tell you the other thing I'm watching, y'all. Oh, the cheerleading, sweethearts, the Cowboys cheerleading show. Yep. Anything fitness, anything that's like challenge wise, I don't care what sport it is, that like I'm all in. So I'm watching all food stuff and random cheerleading. Much respect to the cheerleaders out here in these streets. They get it in. So America's Sweethearts, I'm finishing that right now. I already finished Top Chef. So those are my two.
Yeah, buddy. I'm documentaries all day long. That's some of my favorite stuff. So I'm watching the cycling series, documentary series about the last Tour de France on Netflix right now.
Did you see the
I just love true stories.
Did you watch the dash to 4 minutes? Our girl, she didn't make it, but that was dope. Did you see her try to make it in four? Yeah. I was sitting there like,
I
go,
saw the
go.
documentary. I haven't started watching it.
Okay, well, dang, I just told you she didn't make it, but anyways, it was close.
That's okay. I love a good spoiler alert. You know, you know what I can't stand? I can't stand when you ask somebody what's about to happen because you watching something they already saw and they don't tell you. Where they be like, you just gotta watch it. You just gotta get to the end. I'd be like, I'm gonna finish it. Just tell me, did she make it or did she not? Is he gonna die or is he not? I can't stand people that think it's their responsibility to leave me in suspense. I
So
hate
make
it.
sure you talking
Tell
about
me what I'm asking.
because I ain't telling you, I don't like spoiler alerts. Like, don't tell me, I'd be pissed if somebody tell me what happened. See, that's where me and you have a problem right there.
God, and that's what I'm saying. That's your preference. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, let's answer Candace's question. Last question. Last question. Candace says, I know you both work out on a regular basis, but do you ever have that good cop, bad cop argument, i.e., logic versus feelings inside you before you go? And what does it sound like?
Ooh, that's good. Go ahead, you answer it first.
You want Oh, okay. No, I don't have that when it comes to exercise. I've always enjoyed exercise. So no, I don't have a should I go, shouldn't I go? For me, it is very much let's get it. The benefits are so beyond physical that um the list of why I shouldn't or why I can afford to miss is almost non-existent. Because I know sometimes that, that good cop, bad cop, that like going back and forth in your head, is usually a combination of rationalizing and, being irrational, right? But because for me, exercising is not just about my body from the neck down, it's also where I'm one of the most creative parts of me are exposed. So it's oftentimes where I get ideas for our Monday morning keynotes. It's often where I get ideas of how to enhance our curriculum in one of our programs. It's often where I get ideas about things to do or the ways to approach things in other areas of my life, in my personal life. So I actually look forward to it for those reasons. Like I can't wait to zone out in some exercise. Like I did 4 miles yesterday at the park and I did some uphill sprints. And it was literally in like doing that and working out and doing those sprints where I got the idea of what to post yesterday, which did really, really well, right? And I sat down on the bench and I started doing it and I started writing the post and I started creating it. So I look forward to it. So I don't, but I've always naturally enjoyed exercise. And I know a lot of people don't naturally enjoy exercise, but unfortunately, I don't really relate to that issue. Even though I can understand in general what it feels like to be going back and forth about something you should do, but sometimes it's hard to push yourself to do it. So I totally understand, but specifically with exercise is not an issue for me, Candace.
All right, Candace, I'm actually going to be transparent because I have to do more exercising, cardio specifically, than I would like to do. I literally have to do cardio in the morning and I have to do cardio in the evening. And that's an hour. So I do have those moments where I'm like, man, I mean, I'm looking good. I could probably pass on it today. I do have this person. I won't even say bad cop. I have the this Kiwi here and this Kiwi over here. And that conversation is, man, I don't feel like it. It's the, well, I'll do it tomorrow. It ain't gonna hurt me if I just miss this one day. And I know some of y'all understand that. So it's that person over here that's saying all of these things that sound real good. And to be honest with you, they're valid to a certain degree. I do have those conversations probably every other day now because it's so much that I have to do and that I'm required to do to get to the stage and look my best. That's the person over here that tells me you putting in all of this work. How do you want to show up, Kiwi? That hour that you have to do, how do you want to show up? Like, do you want to win or not? This could be the difference between first place and second place. This could be the difference between you showing up the best version of yourself, and all of a sudden, that little person that was over here talking all that mess gets a little bit lighter, and I'm tying up my shoes because I'm reminded of why I started in the first place. And for me, logic and feelings, again, that stuff don't matter because I already made a decision of what I was going to do and what I needed to do on a daily basis in order for me to get to my goals. So again, they come, but because I had a plan in place from the beginning, I was decisive about where I'm going and what I want out of this. I can't let nobody, including myself, talk me out of doing what it is I need to do. It is a non-negotiable. So pop, shoes on, clock in, get it done, and be done with it. So yeah, you got this person over here, but if you're indecisive and you don't have the game plan, you talking on to, but you ain't, yeah, because you didn't have a plan in place and you weren't decisive. So it's real easy for you to be like, I'm not gonna do it. But I do have those conversations, but it's really easy for me to have, at the end of the day, I get it done, period.
That's good, Kiwi. I heard you. It goes back to the details. Like you said, this could be the difference between me taking first place and second place. Like, so just as a final reminder, guys, like the distance between average and above average, the difference between below average and good is miles. But the difference between good and excellent is probably a few feet. Oh, it's the details that matter at that point. And so that's just such a great example, Kiwi. Okay, we're gonna get up out of here, y'all. We're gonna get up out of here. Remember, if you're doing the challenge with us, we start Tuesday, July 1st is when the protocol begins. Our first class is on Wednesday, July 2nd. So if you are joining us on the challenge, we cannot wait to host you guys. Kiwi and I will be with you throughout the entire month of July on Wednesday and Saturdays live. General admission, you will watch us here on YouTube. VIP, you will be in the Zoom room with us 30 minutes early for your VIP Q&A. We're super excited to host this challenge. We've been hearing from a lot of you guys. And let me personally say thank you for those of you who have not only decided to be in the front row, but this is my favorite part, and I told Kiwi this the other day, some of you have gifted other people with the front row. Some of you, like, shout out to Sandy, shout out to Karen. You guys have reached out to me and be like, Lisa, I want to move my friend up to the front row because I know she needs this or they need this. And I'm just like, wow, that's what's up. This the best. It's the best feeling when you're not just in the front row, but you with the people you love, right? Me and Kiwi were at an event together a couple of weeks ago, sitting right next to each other in the front row, and that really matters, right? So if there was anything we probably didn't name on this journey, it was about excellence. Really goes to the next level where you and the homies that you roll with regularly are committed to excellence together. It's much easier when y'all both have the same vision for your lives, right? And so thank you for those of you who have helped and brought people along and brought them up to the front with you. We will see you guys. Well, I'll see you back here next Monday per usual at 10 a.m. EST. Until then,